Championships a couple of years ago. Madison Cox is in lane number 5. Already a couple of wins this week, the 200 breast and the 400 IM.
Well, Rich, you know, I talked about the Olympic trials at the top of the broadcast, and it's a meet that can crush you mentally and emotionally if you don't make that Olympic team. 3rd, 4th, 5th, just being so close, it can play with you like no other. Or it can inspire you. And that's exactly what's happened with Madison Cox. She has proven that she belongs here. She did it at the NCAA championships this year, and she's even better long course. So she's going to be a huge factor in a lot of races when we get to Indy.
Inspired indeed. Lane 1, Danielle Hannes, another of the Canadian contingent here. She too is out of Island Swimming in Victoria. Lane number 2, Brooke Zeiger, junior this year in Minnesota. 12th in the 200 IM last month at the Arena Pro Swim Series in Atlanta. Monica Gonzalez of Mexico City is in lane number 3. Went to high school in Montreal and is a sophomore this year at Texas A&M after a transfer from Penn State. Emily Escobedo in lane 4, senior this year at University of Maryland, Baltimore County. 2nd in the 200 breast a couple of days ago. Then Madison Cox, 4th in both IMs a year ago at the Olympic trials. Be looking to make those top 2 slots in her events for the World Championships. Sarah Darcel in lane 6, 18 years old, likewise from Island Swimming in Victoria. 6th in the 200 IM at the Short Course Worlds in December. Siobhan Hai, Rio Olympian for Hong Kong, first swimmer in 64 years to make an Olympic semifinal from Hong Kong. Emma Barksdale in lane 8, a sophomore this year at South Carolina. 17th in the 200 IM at the trials last year. Kelly Fertel, 19 years old from Miami, a freshman this year at Florida. Madison Cox, you know, she had a 4.89 high school GPA, Rowdy. She's said in the past that her goal is to become a neurosurgeon. It's probably pretty good training for all the study she's going to have to do there.
Yeah, she's not only a fast swimmer, but she's also very, very smart. And that's going to help her in the pool and races. No doubt strategy, tactics are so important in the IM. 200 IM, it's just go, baby. It's 4 quick, fast 50s. Not a lot of rest, not a lot of building. You want to have a little bit of a building feeling off of each wall, but it's not like the 400 IM where pace is so important. You've got to go using different muscles after each 50, and you can tell already Madison Cox looking pretty good, although Darcel from Canada looking stronger the first 50.
Darcel in lane 6, Madison Cox is in lane 5. Cox was 2nd. Siobhan Hai of Hong Kong 3rd at that first wall, transitioning now to backstroke.
And another event that the United States is pretty tough in, although they lose Maya Dorado. We had Maya up in the booth with us last night. She qualified in 3 different events, actually 4 if you count the 800 freestyle relay last summer. She's gone, she's retired. So all of a sudden, that one spot opens up for a lot of swimmers here in the 200 IM. The other swimmer, Melanie Margalis, who just finished off the medal stand behind Dorado last summer, still swimming strong. In fact, she's ranked 6th fastest in the world this year. Madison Cox is 9th.
Darcel had the lead, but look at what Madison Cox is doing in the breaststroke leg.
Well, this is what we're talking about, Madison Cox. She never panics. That smart strategy of staying focused, putting that blinder on that first 100 meters. Breaststroke, no doubt, her best stroke. And look what she's done to the field just on this leg alone. Going all out here and going into the last turn, looking real good. 141 flat, 2.5 seconds better than she was in the prelims.
Hai 2nd, Escobedo 3rd. Madison Cox now in the freestyle leg looking for her 3rd win this week.
37.9 on that breaststroke leg. Hai staying right there with her, although Cox is going to win this. Let's see if she can go her best time this year. 2:11.1 is that.
Madison Cox in lane number 5, her 3rd win, 2:11.56.
Close.
Just off her best time this year.
Close. I think she's had 3 spectacular swims here in Santa Clara, Rich. Really, I mean, if you think about where she's at in her training, she's going to have a special national championships, and Hai having a good job there too. She went 2:12. She went her best time. 5 teenagers in this group. Ahi, one of them, only 19 years of age, swims for Club Wolverine. She did a good job, but this was all about Madison Cox going from that transition from backstroke to breaststroke. You see her on the right-hand side of your screen. Good wall coming off the wall. On the left-hand side, rather, you can see her just come up on that breaststroke leg. And that's where she started being really aggressive. You can't cruise on the breaststroke in the IM, not at all. And she just never looked back after this third turn here. And what a beautiful swim again for Madison Cox. She'll be ready to go in 3 weeks, I guarantee it.
And we're joined by Madison again, as you see her finishing up here in the 200 IM. Madison, 3 wins this week. Nationals coming up in 3 weeks. Are you where you want to be in your training?
Yeah, I think so. You know, we just came out here with the intention to race, get some good competition in before our final meet, you know, a little tune-up. And I think we saw what we went into here, and I'm pretty happy going into World Champ Trials this next 3 weeks.
Madison, I know this is always a tough time of the year because you're starting to transition to that taper time, yet you put some really good times on the board. That's got to give you a lot of confidence going the next 3 weeks.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And like I said, that's just what this meet was about, getting us ready for these next 3 weeks. And I think we got some confidence. We still have some things we need to go home and work on, but I think we'll be ready to go.
I talked about it before the race. I've read where you want to become a neurosurgeon. Is that still true?
Well, I'm a neuroscience major. That's what I'm studying right now, and I do want to go to med school. I don't know exactly what I want to do there, but neurosurgery is definitely an option I still have.
All right, Madison, congrats on another win.
Thank you.
All right, Madison Cox, a senior this year at Texas.